Good morning to you all. I just had a lovely walk here along the Land's End Trail overlooking the ocean and had some inspiration to share with you about the ideas for the mother-daughter retreat in Ireland. The word mother brings up so many thoughts and emotions, conditionings. Feelings of unfulfillment, feelings of longing, of yearning to be a mother, and maybe feelings of resistance, because in this lifetime you chose not to be a mother, not to give birth. And what came to me was the question that my Ayurvedic teacher, Kiran, who was also a tantric, asked me, "Do you want to have children?" And I said, "No, not in this lifetime. I don't feel that that is appropriate for me." And then he told me, even if you don't have that wish, it is important to somehow fulfill your dharma in connecting to a child, serving a child. And that could be either through fulfilling the role as an aunt, or certain students who consider you to be the older, wiser woman, female, that you guide, or working with children. So he gave me a task, and he said, "You need to work with children to fulfill your dharma." So I did, and I am. I'm making space for children in my life. Even though I didn't give birth to children, I've got many children around me. Any female in the society, from Ayurvedic point of view and from the Tantric point of view, needs to grow into the role as a Devi, a radiant being of light, and then spread that light. To imbibe the qualities that are very motherly in nature, qualities of compassion and sweetness, protection, nurturing, infinite love, mother wisdom. So any female, dharmically, should consider to grow in her potential, and that includes everything. Growing emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, and to see what is left over in my life, in my current life, when I look at my family, at my background. Who is my mother? How's my connection with my mother? and what is longing or needing to be healed there. And looking, what did my mother teach me? A teaching that has proven to me so valuable in my life that I need to pass it on. And my mom told me this week. We had a very sweet conversation on my birthday. And she said, I want you to pass on what it means to be close to the source. What it means to be truthful. And what it means to stay close to the divine. I want you to see that as your continued dharma. Because even though your beloved left his body, and there is incredible pain about that, there will be other happiness. And you need to connect to the dharma or the task that is still left over for you to do. And Mukunda would want you to do that. He wants you to do that. And he is reaching out. He is still holding your hand, and you are supposed to give your hand to him. So that you from your body form can still manifest and continue to teach and share. So I do have several women and daughters around me that are longing to connect to those qualities of mother. And I had a great example. I have a great example. And not all of us do have a great example. And that causes many women to resist, to step into that important role of growing, being a Devi. Believing that they can step into that role, imbibing it, and then seeing that it is your dharma to share. It is your dharma to pass on. Whether that is to your biological daughter, to pass on, to your husband, to pass on, to the family and your community that surrounds you, to pass on to your students, you have to pass on. Because this is what holds the community together. This is what is sustaining the community. It's all based upon the pillar of Devi. Devi who is manifesting and transforming, creating. So you might find yourself that you still need to learn how to do that. Even when you're in your 50s or 60s. Because you never had such a role model. Or you might find that you need to be initiated, as we're going to do, into the role of mother. So that your daughter, who comes there with you, or your niece, or your future student, is now all of a sudden going to see you from a different perspective. This retreat is so close to my heart because it imbibes all the teachings that I've lived as a Devi. And my mom reminded me this week, you have to share. You have to pass on. Because the passing on gives you fulfillment. It results in fulfillment of your life path. It gives you a reason why you're here. And your role as a female may have many, many different aspects. It might be because you need to nurture your own mom. It might be because you're taking care of the neighbor baby. Or it might be because you need to learn to be more playful and spontaneous. Or it might be for you to connect to the sacredness of this source of teachings. So, whatever the reason may be, I highly recommend for you to consider, to connect and to come. And to hang out. To be yourself. To get to know yourself. To be exposed to all kind of facets of what your role in life could look like. As a daughter, as a mother, as an empowered female being in the society, independent, strong, courageous, loving, and compassionate. Jai Ma.